Sorry about that. No matter how many times I try to get stuff set up right, it doesn't seem to work. I'm going to wait a few more minutes to let more people filter in. We don't have quite everyone yet. Please, when you do come in, if you haven't announced that you're here yet, please announce that you're here so I'll know that there are people here. I want to be sure to direct your attention to the chips on the screen. What is going on with this thing? Well, now for some reason it's claiming that it's not charged. Okay. I think it's charging now, but we have a problem. We're not going to have a camera for a little while. So we can chit-chat for a little while I'm awaiting my phone. For some reason, this thing did not charge properly last time it was supposed to charge, and I have no power right now. We're working on getting that back, though. I think the cord got yanked out or something. There you go, roll call, just like the old times. There's Kevin Dobbs, there's Carl. Let's see, who else do I have in here I missed? Mrs. Dirty Water. We'll call you Mrs. Dirty Water. And for 4 spots to be played by Mrs. Dirty Water. Okay, I need to check my screen to find out how come that did not happen. Hang on, let me check it. Let me take a look at it real quick to see where we are with that idea. Yeah, I didn't get it in your invoice. I'll have to add it in your invoice. Please don't pay your invoice yet. I'll go ahead and get it added in there tonight. You can play it. You can pay for it in the morning. Let me create a label for you. While I was throwing things right, left, and center to try to get ready for this, I tossed the labels off to the side. Okay, and then that is going to be 4 spots. Okay, 4 draws. I'll have to make a note of it to add that in. I almost just don't even have enough room to be doing this. My studio is kind of undergrown at this point. Underdeveloped, we can say. See that I'm just out of control. Okay, I got a silver line up on this one on the top to show me that we have not yet charged you for these, but that's fine. Oh, Mrs. Dirty Water has shown up, and Mrs. Dirty Water is in the audience. Hello, Mrs. Dirty Water. Let's see. Yes, I do have sound. Paul Hampton, if you can't hear me, then you've got your TV muted or something. Everybody should be able to hear me. Aha, refresh enough. And poof, sound. It was probably because I wasn't talking there for a little while. I was turned away. I do know that when I turn away from this microphone, you guys cannot hear me well. And if you have your temperature, if you have your speakers turned down at all, you won't hear me. Okay, there's AZ Coin, Arizona Coins. Good afternoon, sir. Thank you, Carl. Malcolm wants in for 1. Can do. Let me get Malcolm a chip. because we're only drawing one chip per person. I'm working on figuring out a better way to account for this, but for right now, I'm just doing one chip per person, including the number of draws they have, and I'm changing the chips every time. I need to sit and think about a better way to do that. All right, I'm going to get you in for one, Malcolm. And there is Malcolm's one. 2 for Roger. Okay. I will get Roger in. Am I missing anyone? I want to make sure I'm not missing anyone. Malcolm gets one. I keep reading down. Yes, Paul, you can get in, sir. You can get in still. I've got a 2 for Roger. Okay, appreciate it, Malcolm. Thank you. It's $7.50 per game played. All right. I've got 2 for Roger. Anybody else wants in, please let me know. Hello, girls. Good evening. Good evening. There's Rogers. So everybody I have in is showing on screen. Well, it should be showing on screen, but it's not because my phone needs a little bit of time to wake up. And it's going to wake up. So it looks like I've got charge running to the phone. Give it just a little bit longer to come up. I'm going to run 3 for Paul. It's still working on coming up. All right. Paul gets 3. Paul Hampton. Absolutely. Well, did I mess up on something? No, I've got you for 4. It's okay. I got you for 4 spots, Dirty Water. T-Rep wants 2. Okay, I'll get 2 together for T-Rep. And all these invoices for the ones that we're putting in now will come directly after the show. I've sent everybody's invoices for yesterday. I just got them sent right before this show started. That was part of why this show is late, because I realized after I took care of driving back to the post office to send mail today and taking care of a few other things, making dinner, eating dinner, and then coming back into the office to realize I hadn't even sent invoices for today. So I sent invoices today, then started getting ready for the show. When I started getting ready for the show, I noticed that time was running low. Then I was having trouble with the cameras. It's like everything falls at once. Okay, let me see if I can get this to show up here. Hey, would you look at that? We've got camera action again. Okay, there's everybody. I've got Stonecutter Kevin Dobbs, Sissy, Roy Wheeler, Roger, Chubby Pop Chaser, Ivan, Paul S., Taco John, 75 in pennies, Mickey, Doug R., T-Rep, Carl, Paul H., and then I've got Dan, Eric SFC, Dirty Water, and Malcolm. If you are out there and think that you should have a chip and don't, well, okay, my camera isn't working. I've got to do something different. Hang on a second. Let me do this. This camera needs to charge. It's not going to work for right now. So I'm going to put it away. Hope that doesn't fall. It did. Never mind. I'll charge it after the show is over. I got no place to put it. I'm connected to the charger. I can't do anything else with it. Alright, get that out of the way. Now I'll put my own phone on here and go to Droid Cam. And set this one up. There we go. Now I've got my phone on here, and it doesn't need a charger right now. It's just going to be making noise while we're operating because this is my real phone. The other one is a phone that I used. It's an old backup phone that I just use for video. Oh, would you believe? Okay, hang on a second. Things are going all awry here because my phone is no longer working that I use. So I'm having to try to use my actual real phone, having to drag cords around so I can put it on a charger. So it will continue to work through the entire show because I don't want that not to work. There we go. It's plugged in now. Come on. There we go. Better. It has better resolution anyway. Let me grab my bag and get us started. If somebody sees somebody else wanting to get in, please type it back out for me so I can be sure I see it at least once. Until you hear me acknowledge, please keep typing because I'm having to pay attention to a lot of different things right now. And my brain is not quite so geared. All right. Get me a little bag here and put all these inside the bag so that I can start pulling people. Bethlehem, were you supposed to be in this? Were you and the girls supposed to be in this? I don't know if you told me or not, but I don't currently have chips out for you, so I need to know whether or not you were supposed to be in. Actually, Bethlehem, I don't expect to see. Maybe I will. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. And the first chip I'm going to pull for today will be T-Rep. Let me get this focused. There we go. Let me hit OK on this. And T-Rep, you ready to go? I do not know why the color is so messed up on this, but we won't worry about that. It's just a chip. It's supposed to be white. And we're going to start right here. Alright, let me move my camera over a little bit. I know it's not the right label, but at least we've got a marker that we can see. Okay, 1954 is your first coin. T-Rep. I got you here. There's your unused chip, and there's your used one. So what are we going to do first? 1954, are we going to go higher, or are we going to go lower, T-Rep? Okay, IT, Bethlehem, you're supposed to have 4. And I don't know why you don't, but I will make sure that you do. And if I have not included it in your invoice, I will send it under separate cover. And you wanted me to wait on yours until later, correct? Or is that no longer valid because it's not Wednesday? All right, there's IT's. I'll put it in there. Now, T-Rep, you have to remember that you just lost sound. You couldn't have just lost sound. I probably turned away, and that's why you didn't hear me. Let's see, T-Rep. You say higher on this, but next time, please give me the date plus a higher or lower. So it would be 54 higher. And 54 higher, and it is. It's a 55. What now? Higher or lower? Yeah, everybody hears me. That's good. I'm happy that everybody hears me. At least we're ready to go now, right? Oh, we already did the 54 higher. Now we need to do 55. 55 will be higher or lower. There are coins in here going back to 1934 and up to 2022. When I pull your coin, all you have to do is guess it with the date and say higher or lower as to whether the year of the next coin will be higher or if it will be lower. There we go, 1978. He got it. 1978 was higher. So now 1978, higher or lower. And that's how it works. As soon as you miss, you're done. But you get the coin you missed on. So the very lowest number of coins a person can get is 2. The one they drew to guess from and the one that they got wrong. Yeah, I'm actually not moving around so much. I'm right in front of my mic. I've got to get a different mic, though. I don't like this mic. I need one that will listen to me regardless of what direction my head is tilted. 78 lower, he says. Lower, and it is back to 1954. Back to 1954. Now we got 54. Higher or lower? You're going to clean me out here tonight, aren't you? That's what we're working on anyway, right? Got a 54 higher now. 54 higher. One of these days it's going to work against the grain, but we hope it doesn't. Here's a 89. 89 now. Higher or lower on 89. Might be a little more difficult to pick. It's kind of in that cusp. Actually, the 60s are in the cusp where you can really get messed out quickly. You looking good for me? I'm doing perfectly fine. Everything here will be all right. See, I have about 20% of the coins in here. I actually paid quite a bit more than what you paid for them. But most of them, I'm doing okay. 1964 now. 1964, we're going to do a higher or lower on 1964. I'll pull everything except the top coin because it just makes it easier to see them. Move this in just a little bit more so it's easier to see. And there we go. Now we're up to 1964. Where are we going to go from here? Higher or lower? 64, he says lower, and it is 1975. It's actually higher. So that's going to kill that one. But T-Rep ended up with how many coins out of here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 coins out of here. That's actually above the general average, so you did pretty good. 7 coins for $7.50, not bad. Barely paid $1 a coin for them. Get them in your bag, and we'll be done with that one. Now, your next one. You're going to pull 1980. Well, 1980, where are we going to go with that? Higher or lower? Higher or lower than 1980? That was a good run. 80, he says lower, and it is lower. 1970. 1970 now. How about a higher or lower? 1970. A roll ender. Oh, the coin was a roll ender. Okay, I get it. 70, he wants higher. Higher than 1970? Are we going to go there? We are. 2004. 2004 now. Looking for a higher or lower than 2004. Lower than 2004, he says. I don't blame him. 2004 is pretty high up there. It's a 1970 again. So you got practice with 1970. How about next up? 1970? Are we going to do higher or lower? Is he going to follow what he did last time, or is he going to mix it up? He did mix it up. 70, he wants lower now. It's a 1947. So you got that. 1947 now. Higher or lower? $47. He's going to pick higher. And it's higher, 1993. Let's see if I can make this focus. Nope, didn't want to. There we go. That's actually a pretty decent picture right there. So 1993. He wants lower than 93. It's not doing continuous focus. Hang on. There we go. A 2002. What did he say? 93 lower. It's not. It's a 2002. So this is higher. And it's a wonk wonk. Wonk 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 wonk. That's the best I can do. Got 7 coins this time too. Must be something about the number 7. T-Rep, not quite such a lucky number for you. But hey, look at it this way. $15 got you 14 coins. You paid like $1 and a penny a piece, you know. So that's actually a pretty good pull. Really nice pull right there. All right, T-Rep is one and done. Thank you, T-Rep. Let me pull another chip out of the bag and see who we go to next time. Everybody who got in and is here needs to be ready to go. 75 in pennies, baby. You got 3. There's one used. First in, 2005. 2005 Lincoln Cent. Where are we going to go from here? Are we going to go higher? Or are we going to go lower? Am I sold out? No, Mama Shoe, I'm not sold out. You want in? I can get you in. They're $7.50 per game pull. It's not the same thing as the old pulls. This is just the game. So we're doing higher or lower on every game. 75 says lower on 2005. Let's see what she gets here. I got to get used to the fact that I got a big foam spacer now. 1959 did get lower. 1959 on this one. It's a nickel proof, or a proof nickel, whichever way you want to look at it. These holders are a little bit scratched. The coins are not scratched. The holders are. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Mama Shoe wants 3. I'll get Mama Shoe in for 3. Let's see here. Let me write it up. Actually, first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and pull for the 1959. Nope, we can't do that until I'm told higher. There it is. Oh, bummer. That's a 55. Okay, well, we're going to pull a chip down and keep running, and we're starting with a 1955. So 1955, higher or lower? There's Mama Shoe in for 3. Got her chip ready. It's going to go in the bag here shortly. 55. We go higher, and it is 1961. 1961 proof nickel. We have gone higher. You almost can't lose. You almost can't lose at this game. If you figure out that you've got a middle ground, you got fewer lower coins, more higher coins. You figure out what your middle ground is by watching. It's kind of like roulette in a way, just in a small way. That you're guessing based on numbers. $61, she says higher, and higher. It is $64. We gained 3 years on this. We're up to 1964 now. I'm going to go ahead and set these to the side. There we go. Play on that coin right there, 1964. Says lower. Going against the grain on this one, saying lower. Is it right? It is. 1947. Okay, so that is an awesome play right there. You're at 1947. Higher or lower? Got lucky on that 64 with a lower. Typically, I would go with a higher. I would have lost. So 47, she goes higher. And where does it come out? Oh, boy. Well, see, this is one of those places where you get a really nice coin, but you end the game. You got a nice red BU 1934D. 1934D in red BU is like a $25 coin. So you got a real pick there. Unfortunately, you lost that chip. And we're down to the third chip, and we get to decide on 1959. You got a beautiful 1934 D there. It's worth everything you paid for all of this. Right? It's beautiful. That's right, 75. Cheer it on as you're going along. That 34D is going to add nicely to your collection, I'm sure. Lost but still won. That is correct. All right, 59. We're going to say lower on this one and hope that it's an earlier date. Let's see what we've got. It's a 61. So we are off by a little bit there. But you did really well. Had a good day at the circus. Right? I was a little overly optimistic. I made a big bag for you instead of a little bag. So you're going to get not so many coins, but a bigger bag. Maybe that bigger bag will fit that 34D a little nicer. There you go. There's all of it. That was a good show. Absolutely awesome right there. Okay, let me put these chips back over here. Let's put Mama's shoe inside the bag. Let's shake it up real nice. And see who comes out next. It's Sissy. Is Sissy here? I have not seen Sissy post yet. If Sissy is not here, is Gatita Oso here? Absolutely 75. Congratulations on that win. That was a nice, nice coin. Sissy or Gatita Oso. We're going to get another one out, and I'm going to have somebody on deck. The on deck circle has Roger, so Roger will be the next person to play. Okay, who wants to play Sissy's chip? Somebody want to... You want me to skip her? Okay, yeah, I can skip her for now. She's not here, so we'll skip her. Anybody? Yeah, that makes sense. Let's just skip everybody who's not attendant and come back to those later. Let me know if you come in. Roger. It's got two. Let's pick another spot in the box. How about right here? Stick that right there, like that, and Roger will get to guess based on a 2005 proof nickel. 2005, Roger, where are we going to go from here? Is it going to be a higher or is it going to be a lower? That's right, Sissy is on her way to Hawaii. That's right. I forgot about that. She makes me jealous, almost. I think I'd probably prefer to go to Hawaii in the wintertime. I'm not a sun bather. Okay, Roger, remember, when you say it out, say it with the date. So it would be an 05 lower, and we'll take that as 1995 is next. Try it with the 95. 95 higher or 95 lower? Here, we can do this too, just to be sure everybody knows exactly where we are and what we're doing. So 1995 is where we are right now. Give me a 95 with an H or a 95 with an L. That's all we need to do. The date, higher or lower. Patch into the jet. Yeah. Roger says lower for the 95. Let's see where it goes. And it is a 2002. Unfortunately, it's 2002. That is not lower. So we'll take these off to the side and start the second chip. The second chip, we're going to start with 1954. Tends to be a common year right now. Where are we going to go from 54, Roger? I think I've got a good idea, but I'm not going to pick it for you. He's going to say higher. That's exactly what I would say in this case. And it is 1992. So 1992. We go higher or do we go lower? 1992. It was a good year. It was a very good year. I'm going to move this over a little bit so it doesn't get in the way. There we go. Move it just a little tiny bit like this. There. I'm satisfied. 92, he says higher. From 92, we're looking for higher. What do we get? 1962. 1962. Unfortunately, that's going to kill it. Be the end of that. Roger, I do appreciate it. Thank you, sir. There is a year bag ready to go. And so from Roger, we move on. And this time, well, it's Mama Shoe. Mama Shoe, let me get a row ready for you here so we can play out from this spot over here. And Mama Shoe, I think I want to start right here for you. Get the camera moved over a little bit. We got Mama Shoe right here. We've got her 3 chips, 2 she hasn't used, 1 she has. And we are going to start this game with a 1995. 1995, we're going to go higher or lower. Oh, Mama Shoe. 95, she says lower. Oh, wait a minute, I should have done this. Oh, what did I just do? Whatever I did wasn't right. There we go. 95, she says lower. And it is. How much closer can you get without going over, right? 1994. Working from 1994 now. 1994. We going to do a higher or lower? I should say lower again so we can pull a 93 and we can just keep doing this till we get you a full set. That sounds like a winner. Right? For sure. 75 and pennies, baby, says, wow. Like, really? Yeah, really. That's the way it works sometimes. 94, she's going to go lower again. $19.48. That nice looking 48 there. 48D. All right, 48D. We're playing on 48D now. What are we going to do? She says higher. I kind of expected it should be kind of higher, but we'll see. It's 1970. 1970 this time around. What can 1970 do for us? Well, if we call it in the right direction, we'll be able to get another coin out of it, right? That's what 1970 could do for us. It was a very good year. Don't let me fool you. I don't really remember 1970. Mama Shu says higher. Higher than 1970, and it is a 1990. 1990, up 20 years from your previous coin. Let's see, what are you going to call it now? Yeah, right. Large or small date. Double or nothing. I lose either way, right? Because if it's a small date, then it's a $30 coin. 90, we're going to go higher. Higher? Is it higher? It is not. It's 1987. Is that 87 or it's 84? It's 84. 1984. So, lose that one and move on. We learn from them all. And what we're going to play on is that right there, 1971. $1971, you say? Yes, 1971. Feed this column. Gotta feed these things once in a while. They're like little monsters. Kind of like children. 71. Gotta go higher? Higher it is. 1993. 1993. What do we go with now? Higher or lower than a 93? Oh, wait, no, no. 71 needs to be retrained to be a 93. There we go. 93, she says lower. And is it lower than 93? It is. It's 1972. So there's that. Where do we go from 72? '72. That's something I know that's never a good sign. It's when you live out in the peace and the quiet in the country. She wants lower on 72. Let's see here. Is it? It's not. It's a 76. 76. So that one's in and out, unfortunately. Last chip in. Last chip. And we start with 1962. As when you live out in the peace on an old country road, little 2-lane road. And they're starting to tear things up around the road. And it's like, oh man, what are they doing now? They put in left turn lanes in a country road intersection. Guess what that means? It means they expect population to grow immensely in the area. Wonderful. Mickey is going to be here tomorrow. Mickey's going to help me out with shipping tomorrow like he does pretty much every week. I hope he remembers to show up. 62, higher. Higher, and let's see what it is. It is not higher. It's 1955. Those 60s right in the middle, they're in the 60s. Those are the ones that can go either way on you. Unfortunately, they didn't go your way this time. Oh, Mickey is here. Okay. Thank you, Mickey. All right, Mama Shu. I appreciate it. Thank you for playing with us there. That was a pretty good little run. I'll say it's pretty nice. Let's see. Should have picked out who was on deck this time around. That way they would know that I was going to be coming after them. Who is next? And out of the bag comes Ivan. Ivan Tarnowski. Are you here, Ivan? Are you around? All right, next draw out of the bag is Eric. Eric, Sergeant First Class. You're on deck. Waiting for Ivan. If Ivan is not here in the next few seconds, I will move on. Ivan is here. Hello, Ivan. Okay, Ivan gets 2, so we're going to do it like this, and we're going to put this right here. It looks like a good spot to me. And we're going to pull Ivan's first coin out and let him start thinking. 2001 S. 2001 S. What do you think? Higher or lower? It's okay, Mama Shu. There's so much lag here I can't understand, but I can see where people make incorrect decisions, you might say, because they're so far behind where I am. Because, well, YouTube likes to keep you about 45 seconds to a minute in the dark. Even though they say it's only 10 seconds, I don't think it's 10. 01 lower, Ivan says. And Ivan gets a 61. 1961 now. Who's upside down? Who's upside down? I don't see anybody upside down. Ivan straight up. Now this thing should be pointed the other direction, if that's what you mean. This is just a marker for color. That's what we're actually going to do. We're going to recover this, and we're going to cover it with just color. Last coin was upside down. Oh, it is. What do you know? I wasn't thinking about the coin being upside down in the holder, right? Yep. That could easily be Ivan's lucky pull. Where are we going to go with this 1961 Lincoln cent here, though? I'd take 4 pennies and change before I'd take 1 nickel. That's how obsessed I am. Ivan must be running kind of behind on things. Waiting on a decision for 1961. This is where I want to try talking everybody into going over to Discord. So we could do this on Discord. Discord, it could be a very quick thing. Each person would take about a minute, maybe up to 2 or 3 minutes. We got 61 higher, and it is 1993. So from 1993 now. I have all the technology it takes to do this using Discord. The only thing you have to have is a microphone and internet connection, and you have to sign up on Discord, and Discord is free. It does take a little bit of a learning curve to get used to what's what. Oh, Mama Shoe can't figure it out. Why don't you give me a call sometime? I'll help you out with it. It did go much faster. Got Ivan 61 higher. I'm looking for a 93 now. 93 decision. Anybody on the 93? Ivan? Higher or lower? It is so slow. But it would work a lot faster on Discord. In fact, let me see what I can do here. When one of my... I'm hoping it's not going to mess up my broadcast altogether, but I'm going to bring Discord up. I actually have it up on my screen right now. So if one of my people who is on Discord comes up, you can contact me on Discord. Just send me a message on Discord, and I will see it. And we'll be able to do it live, because Discord is live. So we got 93 lower. Let's see what we get. At 93 lower, it is not. It's a 2004. So 2004 got you knocked out of the ballpark right there. But that's okay. We've got another chip, and we're going to start this time with a 2003. Got a 2003 to make your decision on this time. If on Discord you want to send a friend request to me, I am Coppercoins 1909. What is there, Paul? I'm waiting on Ivan to come back with a decision on 2003. Yeah, Mama, should you still have 20 inches and 3? That was the 2003 lower. 2003 lower. Sometimes we have to read into things. It's a 1961. So that was a correct selection. We have a 1961 now. Ivan, 1961. How about higher or lower on 1961? My notification on Discord. Okay. Pending. Let's see. 2003, we had lower, and now we're still waiting on 1961. 1961. Paul, are you PS Collectible Coins? Paul Sasso, are you PS Collectible Coins? Sometimes it's still confusing to me. So this isn't a very easy channel to use. Ivan says 61 higher. Okay, there we go. 1961, looking for higher. What do we get? 63. How about that? Went from 61 to 63. We're being very, very closely guarded and accurate this evening. 1961 to 1963. Where do we go now? I don't even know how to post a Discord link. I don't know. I use the app, so I don't have a link. I don't think. I don't know. That's something I'm unsure about. If somebody else knows how to post a Discord link for me, then that would be nice. But I don't quite know how to do that. Invite people. Okay, I got it. You can open that up. That should be a link to my Discord Coppercoins discussion. 63. We have a higher now. 63 higher. And it's a 2004. So it is higher. Keep going. Passwords are your nemesis. I have a way of doing a password. So you can use a number that you like your bank pin or something like that, and then type in the word Discord, and then an exclamation point plus a couple of other punctuation characters of your choosing, and you have a relatively easy password for you to remember that no one else will ever figure out. Dan is in like Flynn. I'm going to go over and see if I can do Hangout. Let's see if I can do this. There we go.
Can you hear me, chat?
Yeah, Mickey's in there with me. Oh, you got 2004 lower. So you can hear me. And we got another 2004. So that's a freebie. Next one picked is lower. This is a 1950. Let's see. Try to move this over so I can actually read this coin. There we go. 57. 1957D. It says it has a fading T in trust. So that's a little minor error. T-Rep wants 2 more. Okay. T-Rep, I can get you in there for a couple more. And you guys can still hear me, correct?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. All right, Mickey's going to say something. You guys tell me if you can hear Mickey at all. Go ahead, Mickey.
Can you hear me?
Can anybody hear
I
Mickey?
can hear you.
Oh, I'm sure Dan can. I've got Dan, I've got Doug, and I've got Mickey in here.
Yeah, nobody's responding yet.
I need to figure out how to expand the screen so I can actually see it.
Oh. Well, that could be a problem, but at least I can tell you what you've got coming up next if you can't see it on screen.
I can see the number. I just can't see the actual picture for the video is like really small, and there's some type of graph below it, some other info on the side of it.
Really? Okay. 57 higher, he says, Ivan. Let's see if it is. It is. It's a 58. Well, we've done this more times tonight than I can scarcely count. 57 Lincoln cent, then we went to a 58 proof nickel. Let's see. Friend request sent in Discord. Let's see. General chat. Let's see. Where are you? SFC Eric. Accept. There you go. Now, if you come into the channel, you can go to the Hangout under the voice channels. There's Ivan. Hey, Ivan.
Right.
Good evening. You can play here now.
All right.
Yeah. Okay, so we are at a 1958. You want to go higher or lower?
Higher.
Higher than 1958. It's 1973. How about that?
Wow. All right.
73 dime.
73 higher.
73 is going to go higher. And it is a 2001.
What?
Now, everybody in Discord, make sure you are not talking if you're not playing, because we need to do this more or less one at a time. So, Ivan, 2001, higher or lower?
Lower.
He goes a lower, and he gets a lower, 1944. What about next?
Higher.
Higher. He says higher, 1944. Oh, man, will you look at that? It's a 43. It's a single year lower. And so we are done.
Just testing, guys. Is this working?
Yes, it is working.
Thank you, Chuck.
Thanks, Ivan. I appreciate it. Let's see here. You can stay in Discord and watch things go live, or you can go back to YouTube when you're not playing. Either way, doesn't matter. I'm hearing somebody's TV. How to get out of Discord, just click the X. It'll take you out altogether. But if you want,
I'll mute my mic. Here we go.
if you want to stick around, you're welcome to. Eric, you're up now. And on deck is going to be Dan. Dan, you're going to be on deck for next. Eric's got 2. There's Eric's 1 used and 1 new. Got start with 1972. Where are we going from 72? Higher or lower? Looks like Eric hasn't found his way into the voice channel. Go to the voice channel, Hangout. Eric says 72 lower. I appreciate it. Thank you, sir. And we're at 2012. Unfortunately, that was a higher. I'm going to dig out a free coin for you just because I don't want anybody to walk away with 2 coins. You got a 46S Lincoln cent. Nice looking one, too. So let's pop that down, move these out of the way, and get you a new coin to guess from. New coin to guess from is going to be a 2004. The name on Discord is Coppercoins 1909. I am so original. All right, so Eric, you're on your second game to start with a 2004. Let's see what you want to guess, higher or lower than 2004. A pretty good idea. Yep, he wants lower. Lower it is 1954. I'm getting a pretty good number of 54s tonight. We have pulled out a really nice 1934D. That was a sweet pull. Let me stick some more back here in the back to keep this tightened up just a little bit. There we go. And Eric goes on 1954. Where are we going to go, Sergeant? $1954. Hey, Mama Shoe. We found you. 54 higher. A higher than 54, and oh, bummer. It's a 52. Good gosh, how could that happen? I'm going to pull you another coin out of here. It's a 2004 nickel proof. It's the handshake. It's the peace nickel. So, unfortunately, you got nicked by the old dates. But we got you in there anyway for a few. And there we go. I appreciate it. Thank you, Sergeant. I'll see you next time around. On deck now is going to be Malcolm. Malcolm is on deck. And we've got Dan McCumber in. Dan, you there?
I'm here. I'm ready.
Here and ready to go. Dan has 4, so we're going to load up 4 in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pull one down, drag one out, and he starts with the 1964. 1964, we're going to go higher or lower?
64 higher.
64 higher, and higher? It is 1993.
93 lower.
Lower than a 93. We're going to go with 1954. It says alloy on there. I think it's just a strange coin. I don't know. It says alloy. Not sure what that means. 1954. Higher?
Yes.
Dan gets squashed by the bug. It's 1944.
Oh, well.
All right, so that's just the first one, though. We'll pop the other chip down there, pull you out one to go from 1954 again. Let's try that again, see what happens.
54 higher.
54 higher. Frosty, how many did you want in for? Hang on a second. I'm looking for Frosty. My eyeballs aren't working. Oh, 2. Okay, got it. 54, you said what?
Higher.
Higher. On 54. And what the heck is this? Oh, man, this is a 53. That's a 53. Yep, I'm serious. So, Dan, you're on a roll, brother. One more try. I'll actually get 2 more tries, but all right, we're going to start you off with a 1963.
60s. Gonna go 63 higher.
Got to go higher. And it is 2003.
2003 lower.
Lower. And lower. 1995.
95 lower.
95 lower. 1958.
Hey guys, on Discord, the ones on Discord right now, are you guys also putting your responses on YouTube, or are you just making responses here via voice?
Just making responses here via voice. You probably should type it in. Yeah. Can you do that, though? Can you stay on Discord and type it into YouTube?
No.
No. Okay.
The lag is so crazy that it probably wouldn't even make sense. So I jumped on Discord. I'm not on YouTube anymore, but I think it would be tough to keep real time with the people in the chat.
Well, that's true, but for the people in chat who are playing, they can play using the chat, and we'll slow down for them. I mean, what I'm trying to do is shave off a little bit of the time this takes, because it could be a 5-hour show.
Sure, Roger that.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool.
It is, isn't it? You're live.
If you want, I can be entering the stuff in chat while the people
Thanks, Frosty. We could do that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Do that.
Yeah. Okay, so Dan, we are currently on 1958.
I want 58 higher.
58 higher. All right, Frosty been in 58 higher, and it's in 1999.
1999 lower.
Okay, 1999, he says lower, and it is 1970.
Ooh, a 70s model. I'm going to go 1972 lower.
1970 lower.
Yeah.
It's a 69.
Ha!
Let's keep playing like this.
Good job.
69 higher.
69 higher. Let's see what happens now. It's a 84, and it's a quarter.
84 lower.
84 lower. Look at Dan. It's a 2006. Okay, so yeah, wonk wonk on that one. But look at this. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 coins on that one run.
Hey, that's my best run.
Yep, that's less than $1 a coin for sure. All right, got one more. Let me throw some. I gotta throw fluff in the back here so they're not too loose.
Hang on.
All right, there we go. And got a 1985 to start with.
Ooh, 85 lower.
85. He's going to say lower. Lower. And it's a 2007. Wonk, wonk. Dude, you're either really hot or you're just not. It's one or the other, right?
Yep.
You can't be fair in the middle and get 3 or 4 per.
I either strike out or I swing for the fence.
That's right. Well, you did pretty well on that. So,
It could have been much worse.
it could have been. But you know what? For 4 plays, you're getting a big bag. That means something.
Sweet.
All right, Dan M. And what was that?
Don't let him.
Get that right.
All right.
I will keep myself now so others can play who are in here.
Thank you, Dan. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. Next up is Malcolm.
I'm here.
Okay, Malcolm is here. Next one drawn, the person on deck is going to be Paul Hampton. So Paul is sitting on deck. Malcolm, you get your 1, and we're going to start it. Where do you want to start? Row 1, 2, 3, or 4?
2.
2. Okay, we'll put it right there.
Welcome.
Start you there. 1975. Got a 1975. Just let me know higher or lower.
2.
Huh? 2? No, you already got 2. We're already there in 2.
Higher.
Higher. 75 higher? Okay. It's 2004. So you got that one. How about 2004, higher or lower? Higher? What'd you say? Try again. You broke up.
Lower.
Lower. Okay.
24.
2004 lower. It's 1964. 1964.
Lower.
1964, he says lower. It's a 63.
Ooh.
You guys are amazing with that stuff. I don't know how you're doing it. All right.
He did it because he's lagging.
Is he lagging? Malcolm, say hi. No, he's too far away from his speaker or something. 63 higher, you said?
Yes.
Okay. You're breaking up on me once in a while. It's hard to hear you. Here's a 74. So a 74 now. 74 higher or 74 lower?
Hey.
We got to say again? You say,
Yes.
what'd you say, higher or lower?
Higher.
Okay. 74, he says higher, and it is not. It's 1972. So, bum's butt, we got at least 7 or 8 coins. Let me count them up after I rate you. Malcolm. Let me count your coins out here real quick. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got 6. You got 6 out of that. So that's not too bad. You paid less than the typical $3 coin for a proof coin. A lot less. All right. Malcolm out. Paul is there. I got to get Frosty's. Did I write Frosty's chip up? I don't think I did. I never did a chip for Frosty. I have to write a chip up for Frosty and stick him in the bag. And Frosty wanted how many? 2? Is that correct, Frosty? Yeah, he wanted 2. Okay. So I got Frosty for 2. And there's Frosty for 2. Put him in the bag. Mix it up. Paul, go ahead. Are you there? Doesn't look like Paul Hampton's still in the Discord. So, Kevin Dobbs is next. And I've got Paul here. You're going to start with a 63. You got 2 up and 1 down, starting with 1963. Where do we go?
Are you spitting me?
Do I? Hello, Mr. McBride. Good day to you. Paul says 63. He's going to go lower. And he gets it. 1956. That's a proof nickel. 1956 proof nickel. Where are we going next? $56 higher or $56 lower?
Yeah.
Hey, Malcolm, can you mute your phone, please?
Is that Malcolm?
A lot of feedback coming from you.
Just put it down.
Okay, 56 higher. Paul says 56 higher, and we're going to go with one that is... It is higher, 58. So there we go, a 58. We're going to do higher or lower? Let's see. Let me try doing it this way. There. I've got Malcolm muted on the board. That's better. We got it. 58. Higher, he says. Higher. And it's an 87. So it is higher. Here's a good example of one of these where the holder's been shuffled around. It's all scratched up. But if I knock the coin up to the very top, I can show you up here that the coin is perfectly fine. It is the holder that's bad, not the coin. See the scuffs on the holder? That just happened for it being stored in a box for a while. So there's 1987. We're going to work from 1987, Paul. Give me a higher or lower. Okay, Malcolm, you have to go in and actually exit the voice channel hangout. I don't want to push your name out because if I do, you may not be able to come back in. But if you go in there and go into something different, it will pull you out of the you actually, down at the very bottom on the left-hand side, you'll see voice connected. There's a little picture of a telephone there. You can click on that telephone and hang up. Okay, 87, we're going to go lower for Paul. 1987, and it is lower, going to 1944S. Thanks, Malcolm. 1944S we're at now. We're going to go higher or lower than 1944S. You're doing super good, Paul. You're doing very well. Thanks, Malcolm. Oh, it's okay, Malcolm. We're all learning the technology. Paul says 44, higher. I think he's probably going to be right. Yep, 1969. 69, where are we with Paul so far? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 so far. Got a 69, Paul. We are doing everything we can to make this work for everybody. I know it can. We've got the technology. We can do it. Just a matter of figuring out exactly how to utilize that technology so everyone benefits. Yeah, for everyone who does come to the Discord voice channel, if you don't know already, in order to leave, you look down at the bottom left of your screen where it says voice connected, and there's a picture of a telephone over to the right of that. You click on that telephone, that's what hangs you up. It's kind of like a telephone call. 69, we're going to go lower for 69, doing a hope and pray. It is 1955. 1955. Let's see where we go from there. You going to go higher or lower than 1955? Good old Paul cleaning me out here. There we go, 1955. If anybody else wants to join us in the Discord, all you have to do is come to discord.com, look for Coppercoins 1909. Send me a message, friend me, whatever you want to do there, and we will get to it. There, I got Paul's friend request. Paul, you can join the Discord now. I'm sorry, I saw that you had friended me. You don't have to friend me to come into the Hangout. You can come in anyway. We're at 55 higher. 55 higher, and we do have higher. It's 2019. Well, that shouldn't be hard to pick. We'll just hit that one on automatic. 2019, we're going to say lower, and it's a 1966. So a 1966 special mint set coin. Paul, where are we going from there? I picked automatically for you for the 2019 because there's not really a whole lot of direction that one can go. Just like on a 34, I think I'll pick higher for people on a 34. 19, we're going to go lower. We did 1966. Now for the 1966 one, higher or lower? $66 lower, he says. And the 66 is lower to 1941. 1941, I'm preliminarily going to say higher. If I'm wrong, I'll just give it to him anyway. we got a 1985. So 1985, decision-making time, 1985, higher or lower? Paul, you're starting to wear me out, brother. This is great. Okay, 41, we got higher naturally. And we will do the 1985. Now, how about 85? Higher or lower? Going lower on 85? Lower on 85, and it is 1971. So how do we play the 1971, higher or lower? Get these other ones out of here. Don't want to distract people with a tall stack of coins. We'll count them up after we're done here. $71 lower. 71 lower. It's another 71. Guess what? We play again. 71 lower, and this one is a 1957. 1957. We did get lower, so it's a 1957. Now you want to do 57 higher or 57 lower. $57, he says higher. Now higher, we are 1964. So 1964 now. Higher or lower. Right? Woohoo, Paul. I'm going to secretly know what Paul has, but I'm not going to tell him. $64, he says higher. And it is 2005. 2005 there. We're going to go higher or lower than 2005. Kevin Dobbs on deck. Dirty Water comes after Kevin Dobbs. Paul's still got 2 full games left, plus he's still on his first one. Doing a 2005 right now. We're going to go higher or lower. He says lower. And it is lower, 1964. $1964. We're looking for a higher or lower from 1964. Choose carefully, Paul. 1964. Miss Dirty Water or Kevin Dobbs, either one of you want to come into the Discord channel and come into the voice channel Hangout, you'll need a phone or a microphone, and you'll be able to do this live, and we'll be able to storm through it and get your record. Paul, I did friend you on Discord. If you come onto the Discord, come into the Coppercoins channel, look for voice channels, and there's one called Hangout. It's the only voice channel. If you hit that, you'll be in. 64, he says lower. lower than a 64. It's a 1978. But guess what, Paul? You have the new game pool record for one game. 18 coins. One game, 18 coins. Let's start your next one. 2001. Congratulations on that. 18 coins. You could do a password reset, Kevin. So, Paul, we're at 2001 now. Let's see where we'll go next. Oh, but Mr. Sasso, we only count these one game at a time. So this game starts the count all over again. Because otherwise a person could buy 15, 16 chips, and actually you could buy 8 chips and still win, because that would be 16 if you lose every game. So Paul has the record at 18.
In one game, he already killed it.
That's right. In one game, he killed it. Absolutely. Let's see. I kind of wonder if there's anything I can do about taking the output. No, because that won't work. The output of Discord can't go input through my mic. So I'm kind of wondering how I could make that. I don't know. Frosty, take notes. We'll figure this out. We'll get something figured out. Simulcasting in some form or fashion. Let's see here. View. I want to do a multi-view. Can you guys in Discord see this better now? We were fine. Paul, looking for you to select from 2001. It did. I got a lower. Okay. 01 lower, and this one is 1980. 1980 now. I am getting flat cleaned out. $19.80, higher or lower? You can do Discord from your computer, Kevin. Eric got a black screen. Okay. I'll take it out of that mode then. Is that better? SFC, you can unmute and talk to me on Discord. Tell me what you can see. 80, we're going lower. And 1963, it is 1963 now. Looking for a higher or a lower. There we go. I've got you shared. Can you guys in Discord, can you see my screen now? You was seeing my desktop? Okay, Dan says yes. No mic on Discord update field. Gonna fix it later. Okay. All right. Yeah, CPC, probably not a good idea for you to be. If you're at work, you're probably not going to want to be on Discord right now. Not with a mic. Let's see. Paul says 63. Lower. Lower he goes. And it's a 2010. It's a nice one. It's a Grand Canyon 2010 quarter. So there is that. You only got, what, 4 coins that time? All right, last shot. Last shot, he starts with a 1950 Lincoln. 1950. Been the same since you got on there. Okay. I've got Dan, Doug, Frosty. I've got KD. Can you hear me, KD? You can.
I got you loud and clear.
Okay. So I just want to make sure he knows how to unmute himself and talk. As soon as you can, Kevin, just unmute yourself and say hi. So I know that you know how to work it. $50, he says higher. And higher it is, 1990. 1990 now. We're going to go higher or lower than 1990. Dude, Paul's getting a big bag. $90, he says lower. Lower, he says, and it is 1957. 1957 now. Looking for a higher or a lower from 1957. Yeah, Paul says, other Paul, you're killing it. Guess we only got 2 Pauls right now. We had another Paul, and he dropped away. I don't know what happened to him. Actually, in the total history of my doing business in coins, I've had 5 Pauls that I can think of right away. And Paul's not that common a name. 1957D, he says lower than 57. Good Lord. How did you do that? 1956. I have no idea what's going on. Feel awesome hearing that Paul is doing great. Doesn't matter which Paul it is right now.
I'm gonna have to go back to the YouTube because I just can't figure out how to comment.
I had a comment on. Oh, you don't have to worry about going back to YouTube. You can stay here.
I know, but I can't comment on anybody.
Oh, on YouTube.
Say congrats, or
Oh, okay. Well, come back when it's your turn. That way you don't have to worry about anything.
I have them both on.
I know. I don't know how you do that though. I'm tech challenged.
Tech challenged. Me too. I'm very tech challenged.
Hey,
Paul.
Chuck, I'll put a video together for everybody to show them how to do
Okay.
full streaming. It'll work unless they're on their phone.
He
I'll
said
show 'em how to have
56 higher. Mama Shu, you on a phone?
That would be awesome.
Are you on a phone or are you on a computer, Mama Shu?
I'm on a computer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'll go through and I'll create something on how people can do that, how they can set it up to see both.
Windows left cursor, Windows right cursor for somebody who has one screen?
Yep,
That would be super helpful. Thank you.
Okay.
no problem.
Let's see. I got 1991 up here now. You think you're wanting to take advantage of this? Heck, I'm the one losing the money over here. Paul needs to get me a ticket. 91 lower he did, 1982. 1982 is what it is. And folks, I can't tell you from here nor there which one is next or what's next or what came last in the box. I'm just moving coins around. I'm not reading anything until we actually pull the coin. I've got a big bag started for Paul here. A big bag. Paul's going to need every inch of it. 82 lower. Let's see if he got lower. He did, 1954. What happened to you in that middle game, I wonder? You only got 4 coins out of it. Keep hearing double feedback on Discord. It's because you have your YouTube turned up. If you turn your YouTube down, Discord is all you'll hear. Just kill the volume on your YouTube. It is a takeover. I'm happy to do it, though. It makes me happy that I can do something like this. Brain freeze? You don't have brain freeze. 1954, call higher. There we go. That shouldn't be hard. Let's see, and it is 2001. I figured that would probably happen. I got to move these again. You're overwhelming me. Let me start putting these in Paul's bag, because it's going to take me 10 minutes to load all these coins in this bag. Yeah, for Tex-Mex. It took me a little while to figure that one out. It was Tex-Star. You're close. 01 lower. Let's see if it is lower. And, it's not. That's a 2005. Unfortunately, we have an end. We have come to the end of the day for Paul. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 coins this time around. 9 coins this time around. So if he got 18 and 9, it's 27. And then he got another 4. 31 coins should be in this bag. 31 coins, I'm thinking. If my math is right, which it usually isn't. But it's got to be kind of close. All right. Kevin Dobbs. You figured out how to unmute yourself? You're up this time around, Kevin. You got 2. And I'm going to pick your column will be number 4 over here. Move my camera over a little bit. And we're going to pick your first coins, 1964. 1964 nickel. You didn't figure out how to unmute yourself? Frosty, can you do a little tutorial on how to unmute yourself? I'm pretty sure it's on the little channel thing way down at the very bottom on Discord. You have a little microphone next to your name.
Okay, so down to the very, very bottom, right under the rocket ship.
Yep. He says higher on 1964. Give it a shot, Kevin. See what you can do. There's a 1978. Up next, 78 now. We're going to go higher or lower. 1978. When you come over to Discord, go down to the very bottom next to your name on the left-hand side. There'll be a left-hand navigation. Go down to the bottom of the navigation to the left-hand side, and you'll see your name. At that very bottom, you'll see a microphone, a set of headphones, and a settings gear. You hit that microphone, and it should unmute you. Got 78. We're going to go higher. Higher than a 78. It's 2005. 2005. We'll have you straightened right out in no time, Mama Shu. It's pretty easy, actually. You just have to know how to do it. It's kind of like one of those little secret codes. Once you know the secret code, it's really simple. Kind of like trying to use somebody else's bank card. You're going nowhere until you know their PIN. 05, we're going to go lower. And lower than 2005, 1981. How about 1981 now? 81, are we going to do higher or lower? '81, he says lower, and it's not. It's 2003. So we are in this one for 5 coins. 5 coins. And one chip down. Move into the next, and you got 2007. That one should be pretty easy. From 2007, where are we going, higher or lower? Miss Dirty Water, you are up next. Miss Dirty Water is up next. After that is Roy. Let me know, Roy, if you are still out there. 07, we're going to go lower. And it's a 1958. That is definitely lower. So from 1958, where do we go? Higher or lower? Thank you, Miss Dirty Water. I know you're here, ready to go. 58, we're going to go higher. It's 1994. That is higher. So time to go again. And Roy is here. Just about ready to go with Roy as well. '94. We're going to do lower on 94, and it is. It's a 1954. It's a 54 plane there, too. 54 plane can be kind of difficult to find. 54 plane. It was auction number 1209. I don't think that's $12.09. Pretty sure that's supposed to be a number sign up there instead of a dollar sign. All right, so we've got 1954 that we're working from. That's a 54, right? Yeah, it's a 54. This up here looks almost like it's got a square top 3 on it. 54 is going to go higher. And it is not higher. It's 1944D. So kind of unfortunate but fortunate all at the same time, because you did pretty well. It was a decent run. But unfortunate that it's over. You got your bag ready. I'm going to start stuffing coins into it, though. Here we go. There's your other bunch. There we go. Kevin is in. Kevin is out. I appreciate it, sir. Dirty Water, you're next. We're going to start you. Where do you want to start? Are you on voice? Not going to do voice? No? Okay. We're going to get you started right. Let's say right down there. Okay, so dirty water has 4. There's 4. I'm going to put 1 down and pull you a coin. Starting off with 2003. Miss Dirty Water, what do you say? Higher or lower than 2003? Oh, 03, she goes lower. Let's see if we got a lower than 2003 would do. 1960. 1960. Let's see where we go from here. Higher or lower than 1960? Roy Wheeler on deck playing next. After Roy, we go to Carl. I don't know if Carl will be here. We could always try and see. 60, she's going to go higher. I made your name blue. It's only for special people. 1988 now. 1988. We're going to go higher or lower than 1988. Somebody's sending me messages on my phone. But I'm not going to see it because we're using my phone as a camera. $1988, we got higher. Let's see if it is. Higher than 1988. It is not. It's a 1970. 1970. So that's a wonk wonk. But we're all set up to play again. Just take a chip, move it, and pull one out. And it's a 2004 Michigan statehood quarter. 2004. We're going to go higher or lower than 2004. '88 is always an iffy. You get back into the 70s, though, that's when it starts to get a little more tough. You know, but I've had people, obviously even tonight, I've had them say higher on a 46 and get a 44. So, 04 lower. Lower, she says, and lower it is, 1964. It's always nice when you get a wheat cent, then you get a common 60s, and then you get a higher date, and then you get a common 60s, and you get a wheat cent. You can kind of go back and forth and just clean old Chuck out. $64, she says higher. Let's see where we go. It is not. I tell you what, I didn't mean to jinx that, but I think I might have. Let me give you a freebie, just because. That's a 57 proof. That's a $9 coin right there. So that makes up some. I just picked that at complete random. So that was because I jinxed it. But let's start here. 2002. 2002 on game number 3 out of 4. 2002. We're going to go higher or lower. You're very welcome. '02 will go lower and see what it says. 1945. Well, that is almost as low as we can go. Where are we going to go now? Higher or lower than 1945? Right? 45. We got higher on 45. Where are we going? 1977 Kennedy half dollar. So 1977, you are once again in no man's land. Never know where it's going to go next. But you got to give it a shot anyway. 77. We're going to go higher or lower on 1977. Surprised I haven't seen Eric Maith around. 77, she says higher. Higher, and it's not, but it's a pretty coin. Really nice. 1939 uncirculated Lincoln. So that's another $10 coin there for you. Paul was calling me. Paul, call me when it... So I think you've already had your turn. Never mind. Well, you're getting some wonderful coins, even though it's kind of a short-lived run. So let's try it again. Your last run. Your last run is 1948 to start. Somebody else drop out? I think somebody else just dropped out. He's telling you stink at this game. Okay, well, let him tell you that after he gets these coins, because he's going to enjoy them. They're going to be very nice coins for him. 48 higher. It's 1975. So, that is correct, but we are once again in no man's land. So, in 1975, we're going to move higher or lower in 1975. That's okay, Paul. No worries, brother. Right? Malcolm is 100% right. 75, we're going to pick higher. See what happens here. Ooh. Unfortunately, it's a 1956D. So 1956 is, of course, lower, and that ends the day. But, hey, we did pretty good with it. I'll write dirty water on here. And get all these coins in the bag here. I don't know how much you're appreciated at home, but I certainly appreciate you here. You did a great job. What you did is actually as good as anybody else in here does. There we go. 4 games worth. Big, nice, thick package. It's got a 1939 in it, so there is a good plus. Okay. That is it for that. So now we're going to go to Roy. Mr. Roy, you want to try it by voice and come into Discord, or are you going to do it right there in YouTube? You're up. 2 games. I'll get you marked for 2 games here. 1 on, 1 off. I'll move it over just a little bit so everybody can see what we're doing. And I'm going to get your coin out. Get started. 1973. 1973 is your starting point. You want to go higher or lower than 1973? No, Stonecutter, you have not missed. And if you want to try doing the Discord thing and actually using Discord to do this, we can get you a Discord. We could get you a Discord invite and bring you in. There's a Discord invite for anyone who wants to come into the Discord channel. You come into the Discord server of Coppercoins, and once you're in Coppercoins, you go down to the voice channels. On the left-hand side, you'll see voice channels, and you'll see a Hangout channel. You go in that Hangout channel, and that's where we are, the people who are doing it live by voice. All right, 73. He's going to call a higher. And it is 1982. 9 years up. Still higher. 1982. Now we're going to go higher or lower than 1982. Mr. Dirty Water can sleep on the couch tonight. Starting to get a little testy, huh? You have the app, Stonecutter. You can actually request friends with me. I am Coppercoins 1909. Coppercoins 1909. $82. We're going to go lower, says Roy. And we are lower. It's 1958 proof nickel. 1958 proof nickel. $58, we're going to say higher. I think that's a pretty solid guess. It is. 2000. Y2K 2000. Let's see if we go higher or lower here. I'm going to pull these other coins out of here so none of these will fall down. I'm going to set them right over here, know exactly which ones are yours and know which ones go in the bag. I've already filled the bag or filled out the bag, ready to go. Oh, the link took you to your Discord account. Well, that shouldn't be the case. Invite people. Let's see if you see that, Paul. Good night, Miss Dirty Water. I appreciate you being here. Tell Dirty Water you did a great job. Next time I see him, I'll tell him that you were very nice to everyone. '02, we're talking about, oh, let's see, it would be in 2000, not an '02, but that's okay. We'll go lower. It's a 1939S BU cent. 1939S. We're going to go higher on 1939 straight off because, well, it's about as low as you can go, and we end up with 1966. So 1966 is where you're going to guess from. 1966, we're going to go higher or lower on 1966. On these ones that I'm doing an auto guess on, I'm only doing it when we're close to the extreme, lower or higher. And if I get it wrong, I will bury that coin into yours and let you guess again. If I guess incorrectly for you, I'm not going to make you lose for that. All right, Roy, we are on 1966. Sorry, 1966. You want to guess again? 1966 is where we are. You have a 56 typed in there. It could make a difference. So I just want to make sure which direction you want to go from 1966. Please answer me with 66. Then I can guess all of yours one day. Well, maybe. If you request that I pick for you, I can do that. 66. He wants to go higher on a 66. And it is not. It is 1957. Going a little bit lower here. So that gravy train is over. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 coins on that. We're going to pull a chip down, refill our column here. And pull him out another one to get started on. 1970. 1970. That's your date to work from. Come on, camera. There we go. 1970. It's 1970 proof nickel. Sometimes I don't know what these ding things and the little notification noises mean, but I guess I'll get it figured out one day. $19.70, we go higher. So here is higher, 1970, and it is not. It's 1969. Happens sometimes, unfortunately. We have a 69 on that one. And that is going to kill it for the day. I'm going to pull you another coin just because you only got 2 of them that time around. And what is it that we picked here? This is a 1956 Lincoln. 1956. Nice BU Lincoln there. And for Roy, I have a bag ready. There goes Roy's stack in the bag and ready to go home. Thank you, sir. Much appreciated. Next, we have Carl. Carl, are you around? If Carl's not around, I'll pull him to the side and we'll move on to somebody else. That somebody else, the next pull, will be Stonecutter. Stonecutter comes up next. Stonecutter on deck. And Chubby Pop Chaser after that. Got Stonecutter on deck. Stonecutter is up next. Then Chubby Pop Chaser comes after that. Oh, she's good at it too, Dirty Water. Certainly works for me. Anytime somebody wants someone to sub for them, they can certainly do so. You trust their number picking, you trust their pulling on chances, then absolutely you can have them do it for you. Carl, I am going to pull aside here in just a second because he is not responding right now. He's got 8. I can pick it toward the end of the show. Or if he comes back in and lets us know he's here, I'll pull him up and let him do it. Stonecutter, you're up next. Stonecutter, are you in the chat in Discord? You can come into the chat in Discord. You just go to the Coppercoins server. Search Coppercoins. Go to the Coppercoins server, and you can go to the voice channel Hangout. And we can catch you there. All right, Stonecutter has 2. There's the 2. Pulling one out. And let's change spots. Let's go over to here and pull a 1992. 1992 is first up. How about next? Pretty unsavory people in my group. Okay, Stonecutter says he's going to do it here. And we're going to start with 1992. How about your next guess? 1992, higher or lower? 92. We're going to go lower than 92, he says. And, hey, how about that? 1939S. BU Lincoln there. 39S. Well, I'm going to pick higher. Just because. And it's a 54. So, you're going to guess from 54. How about 54 higher or 54 lower? Got a 39S BU Lincoln there. Nice, nice, nice. It's well worth what you're paying for it, I can tell you that for sure. Got to open your annex submission. Is that the one that has all the different coins that you found recently, like the 39 DDR nickel? Oh, there's Otis. Hello, Otis. Otis. 54. We're picking, he says, Stonecutter, I need to make sure that we're on the same wavelength. Could you put in the date and whether it's lower or higher, what your pick is? So just put in 54 lower, 54 higher. Yeah, I think we are going to have a video incoming on the Dirty Water channel. As Casey Kasem would have said, keep your head up high and keep aiming for the stars. 54, he's going to say higher. Here's higher. And, oh, it's not. It's a 46. But you did go to a 46S, which could hold all sorts of goodies. It's not a bad-looking coin either. All right, so you got a 39S, a 54S, a 46S. I mean, you've got the San Francisco treat going on here. All right, we're going to pull another coin out for you. This will be your second game. 1963 is where we start. 1963, higher or lower? Always to be seen is better than being viewed. I guess I could agree with that. So 1963 now. We going to try a higher or are we going to try a lower? Now figure out what comes from the box. I've got my idea where it's going to go. Higher, you say? I think that's right. It is 2002. We just had a few wheat pennies. That's against the general grain. So I would think they'll stay a little bit higher in date, maybe for a little while. So where are we going to go now? Higher or lower than 2002? $2,002, looking for a higher or a lower. Chubby Pop Chaser on deck. After Chubby Pop Chaser comes Mickey. A 2015. 2002. There we go. What's that?
I'm here.
Oh, okay. You're in the batter circle. You're third in. 1966, you did get lower. So 1966, we're going to go higher or lower than 1966. We got Stonecutter on his second game. Chubby Pop Chaser has 4 games, and then you have your 2. Looking for 1966 at this point. 1966, higher or lower? There we go. 1966 higher, he says. And the next coin in is a 2006. Very nice. 40 years higher. So yes, 2006, we're going to go higher or lower than 2006. I bet this will get really close. It does. It gets pretty darn close. That's my phone doing it. My phone does a pretty decent job. Lower it is. 1992. So now from 1992, where are we going to go? He says lower, and it's not. It's 2005. So, with that, step up of 13 years on a lower guess, we are done for now. Not too bad. You pulled a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 coin pull with a 36, a 39S, a 46S, a 54S, and a bunch of nice proof coins. So there is that. Chubby Pop Chaser, are you still here? You can come into the Hangouts on the Coppercoins server on Discord if you want to. And we can run this one straight up, unless you're at work. If you're still at work, I guess we'll have to do it by channel in the YouTube. What did you get? 4? There's 4. I want to use this first column over here. Put a few coins in it. Stiffen it up a little bit. Pick a spot right here. Good spot to start. Hey, Chubby. Nope, that's Paul. Hey, Paul. We're going to start this one off with a 1937S. I'm not even going to make you guess on that one. I'm going to do a higher. And a higher is going to be 1955S. 1955 is higher. So where are we going to go from 55? Hey, Paul, go down to the bottom where it says voice connected. Go down below that, all the way to the bottom where you'll see Paulie H down there, and turn off your microphone. I took care of it. 55, Chubby Pop Chaser says higher. And we're going to go higher. 1957, it is higher. It's 1957 proof cent. And once again, those scratches are not on the coin, they're just on the plastic. There we go. See a little better what's going on there.
Thank you for the mic mute. Roger that.
$57, we're going to say higher. You've been sticking with all early coins so far. It is not higher. It's a 1955. Well, that's good and bad. You're still getting old coins. Look at that. They're all wheats. 3755S, a 57, and a 55S. So, down one game. Guess again. Oh, and 1954 is the next one. Well, what do you say now? 1954, higher or lower? We got Mickey on deck. And then after Mickey will be Frosty. He did hit a wheat patch. He hit a whole damn field of wheats. 54 is going to go higher. He's still hitting wheats. It's a 45. Well, he's going to get a free one from me just for that because, well, that's not quite fair. So we got a 2005S. And game number 3 of 4, we're going to get started with a 98 proof, 1998 proof nickel. $98, where are we going to go from there, higher or lower? $98, higher or lower? So far, Sissy and Carl have been moved to the back of the line. Well, this is a 98, 1998. I know you typed 89. I just want to make sure that you're okay with the lower on a 98. Sissy and Carl have been moved to the end of the line. If you're watching this after the show is over, you can go toward the end of the broadcast to see what was picked for you. Chubby, I know you've got an 89 lower up there, but you have a 98 coin. Just wondering, be sure that you're still good with a lower on a 98. There we go. Okay, 98 lower. I just like to make sure that I'm being quite fair. There's a 1944S. Nice coin there. Got a 1944S. Where are we going to go from there? 1944S. We're going to do a higher or lower. $44, he says higher. And it is 1958. 1958D is the selected coin. From 1958, we're going to go higher or lower. You've been hitting a lot of wheat cents. Been striking them one right after the other. $58, he selected higher. Let's see where we go from there. It is 2012. 2012, I think I can pretty safely choose lower. So we'll do that. It turns out that it's 1973. This is where I'll need your decision. 1973, higher or lower. That 2012 is actually one of the tougher dates. After the year 2000, it is the hardest one to get in the shield sense. Okay, we did pick lower. We got to 73. Now we need to go from 73, higher or lower, 1973. Going to go lower, 1973. It's a 2004 keelboat nickel. So that one is higher, and he picked lower. So this one is going to be a push. We're going to get the last game out here for Chubby Pop Chaser today, and we start with a 2007. 2007, we're going to go higher or lower. '07, he says lower. That's kind of what I would expect. Let's see if it is. It is 1992. 1992 is lower. Let's see where we go now. 1992, higher or lower? '92, he says lower. Let's see what happens. And it is an 85. It is lower. Not by much, but it is lower. Let's see where you go from there. 1985, higher or lower? '85, he says lower. Let's see where it goes. It is not lower. It's a 1992. So 1992. It's going to kick that one. And we are unfortunately done for the time being. For Chubby Pop Chaser, let me get your bag ready. And look at all this glistening metal. How about that? A nice sized bag there. And Chubby, in and out. Mickey, you're up. And
Yeah.
Mickey, I'm going to start you. What do you want? Column 1, 2, 3, or 4?
3.
I want to start you back here. Column 3.
Okay.
There's your first one. 1977.
77 higher.
77. We're going to go higher than 77. And it's a 55.
Of course.
You danned it. You macumbered it.
It's all good.
I just drew that one out for you. It's a 42S. So you got a really nice one as your consolation for losing.
Awesome.
Nice to get a consolation of an ONS VDB, huh? 1954S.
Dan.
Oh, Dan's whining again. All right, 1954S. Higher or lower?
Higher. 54 higher.
Higher than 54. We got a 2019. We're going to say lower on that. And it comes out 1990. How about higher or lower with 1990?
Lower.
Lower with the 1990. And 1990, it's 1988. It is lower by 2 years.
88 higher.
88 higher. It's a 1943D.
Ah, I swear.
Right? But you got a couple of good coins out of it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, hey, it can't be a whole lot worse or better if you look at it that way for having so few coins at such good spread there.
Yes, for sure. I appreciate it.
All right, Mickey. Thank you, sir. All right, we got Frosty up now. Frosty up now.
Let's do this.
Let's do it. And we've got Paul on deck. Paul S. Paul Sasso on deck. And Frosty is here. Where do you want to go?
Present.
1, 2, 3, or 4, Paul? I mean, Frosty.
Let's go number 3.
Number 3. I'll start you down here. And you had 2 games. There's 1. There's your 2. Let me get these moved so that we can see what's going on. And you start with 1993.
1993 lower.
1993. Lower we go. 1978. 1978. Higher or lower?
78 higher.
That's kind of 94. 1994. So we're going to go higher or lower? Lower? Okay.
Yep.
2006. 2006. So you got a wonk wonk on that one. And we're going to give it a shot again, see what happens. Here is your last of 2. And 1980. Tough choice, huh?
Yeah, let's go higher.
Higher than 1980. We're going to try it and see. It is 2005. That shouldn't be hard.
2005 lower.
Lower. Okay. Got a lower than 2005. It's a 1944D.
Beauty. 44 higher.
Higher than 44. And we are in 1962. No Man's Land.
62 higher.
Higher than a 62. 55. 55D. Wonk, wonk. Well, you got a little fistful of coins for your effort. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 coins. Not too bad. Not great, but not too bad. All right, thanks, Frosty. Let's see, who's up next? Paul, you're in. You are on the air.
I am here.
I get Frosty's bag ready here and get his coins inside of it so we don't get anything confused or messed up. Which column you want to go with? 1, 2, 3, or 4? 2? Okay. Column 2, I'll start you right there. And your coin to guess from is 1961. Right? 61, you're going to go higher? Okay. Let me move the camera here real quick so we can see what's going on. Okay, 61 higher. And it turns out to be a 2005. So from 2005, where are we going to go?
2005 lower.
Lower. It's a 2005, so you win that one anyway. And it is lower, 1946.
46 higher.
78 years ago, I would think, right? Higher, 1988. 88, where are we going?
Ooh. 88. Let's go lower.
That spells lower. Let's see. We'll sniff it out and get a 1980 out of it. So you did lower by 8 years. What's next?
80 higher.
Higher than an 80. Well, there it is. The writing's on the wall. It's a nice coin, but it's not higher. Wonk, wonk. Well, I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Yes, sir. Doug, you're up next. Doug is up next. And then, can you get closer to your mic? I can hardly hear you.
Can you hear me now?
A little bit better, yeah. It is a little bit better. Let me get Paul on this bag here. Get his coins packed up for him. It makes sorting and shipping a lot easier. When I got everything all together and somebody's name written on the bag, I just collect bags and put them in a box. All right, so let's get something to start with. Where are we going? 1, 2, 3, or 4? 2? Okay, let's start right here. I'll move this up to here. You got 2 games. There's your 2 chips. Let's get you started with a 1964. 1964. Higher or lower?
Higher.
Higher. Higher than 64. 1970. 1970.
Higher.
Higher than 70. It is 2001. 2001. We're going to do higher or lower?
Lower.
1971. 1971. What about next?
Lower.
Lower again? 1954. Doing good. Keep going.
54 higher.
Higher. 63. So we're higher. Where are we going next?
63 lower.
Lower than a 63. And that's where we fall off the apple cart there. It's 1977. So let me make my... Yeah, we got another one, though.
Yeah, I know.
We got another one. So we're not done yet. Let me get my column stuffed up here. Get that moved out of the way. Pull a new one out for you. How about a 1993 dime? Couldn't hear you that time. Oh, Ben? Hey, it's yours.
93 lower.
Gonna go lower than a 93 dime. Let's see. Oh, that's not the next coin. This one is. 1964 again.
64 higher.
Higher than a 64, he says. It is 2003. What's next?
2003 lower.
Lower. Wow, 1935.
Ooh la la.
Right? That's sweet. Well, we're going to do higher on that.
I believe higher.
2005. Okay, now from 2005, where are we going to go?
Lower.
Lower.
105.
1958D. Oh, if a 15-cent coin when somebody marked this one up. Where do we go from there?
Higher.
Higher up. 2001. 2001. Now where do we go? Higher or lower?
Lower off the 1.
Lower? It is. Back to 64. You're killing it, dude.
64 this time. Scratching my head. Higher.
Higher than 64. 89.
Wow. 89 higher.
Hey, you're driving the bus. I don't need to teach you how. Except you went lower and not higher. But you do get a free Sherman here.
All right. Clone City.
Clone City, that's right. All right. Well, you got a stack out of this. You did really well, though. You got well over a dozen coins, near 2 dozen coins there.
Thank you very much, sir.
Absolutely, yes, sir. It's Christmas in August.
Good job.
Absolutely. All right, so next up is Indigenous Treasures. IT, are you around? Have the girls tell me you're here. Somebody. Okay, Carl is here. I will let him go next. Carl is on deck. I only have 2 players remaining. I've got Sissy and Taco John. I will pick 4 of them if they don't show up before I get to them. But Carl is on deck. Indigenous Treasures is up now. If you are here, please let me know. I guess we're not necessarily, right? There we go. There you are. Okay, IT. You have 4 games. Get your 4 chips out here. I'm going to start you right down here. I got that too full. There we go. I'm going to pop out just a little bit. Get the camera down here so we can all see what's going on. And there that is. There that is. And we're ready to stretch it out and play. 1999. We're going to go higher or lower. Frosty, I appreciate it, brother. You have a great night, sir. Oh, T-Rep. Yes, I can get you 2 more. Did I not put a new... I guess I didn't. I thought I did a new chip for you and put it in. I'll do that here real quick. I'll let you go after Carl. So you're in the batter circle right now. There we go. I've got a new chip made for you. Find my silver pen real quick. Where did my silver pen go? All right. IT says lower. lower than a 99. And it is 1962. 1962. Where do we go next after 1962? Higher or lower? There you go, T-Rep. I got you made up for next time. And you go right behind Carl. IT, we got 1962. How about a higher or a lower for me on that one? I made it all the way through a cup of coffee while I was here. 62, we're going to go lower than 62. And it is 1955. 1955. How about the next one? Higher or lower? $19.55. Gonna go higher on a 1955. Let's see where that takes us. 1960. All the way up to 1960. Just another 5 years added onto the clock there. $19.60. Higher. Higher, she says. And, oh, man, that's a lower. It's 1943. It's a nice 1943. 1943 Denver. But it's not going to suffice for the game. But you got 3 more chances. Start with the 1962 now. 1962, higher or lower? Yeah, right. I'd take it too, right? It's about a $10 coin. You just paid for your 2 of your games that way, pretty much. $62 proof nickel. We're gonna go lower, and it's not. It's a 2005. But I'll draw a freebie out for you and see what we get. It's a 76 proof. And we will move on to the next game. 3 out of 4 now. Start off with a 1993 nickel. 1993. We're going to go higher or we're going to go lower. We'll see you, Paul. Be good. Looking for a 1993 higher or lower. It is lower, we say. And, oh man, it's not. It's a 2012. Although that is a difficult date to find, we'll go with this 2003. This is an Alabama statehood quarter with Helen Keller on it as the consolation for going in and out just like that. Now let's try again, see what we can do with a different 62. 62 nonetheless. The 1962, what are we going to do now? Higher or lower? Oh, you needed that one. Very nice. That Alabama statehood quarter? Very nice. So now we go 1962. Lower, lower, she says, and it's a 57. So 57, we're at least lower. Let's see where we go now. 1957, higher or lower? Oh, the 2012 you needed. Okay. All right, 57, we're going to go higher, see what happens. Well, you get a 57 proof, and that one comes free. So 57, we're looking for higher, and it is 1976. 1976 now, we're going to go higher or lower than 1976. I've been going through in my head over and over how I'm going to handle dealing with trying to put together an inventory you guys can see of all of the different die varieties that I have that are already attributed and ready to go. 76, we're going to go higher. Let's see what happens. Nope, it's a 63. Well, we did have a good run. I appreciate it very much, young ladies. And that's what we've got for today. I wrote on myself here. That's not a cut, that's a write. All right. So we are done with that group. How about, I appreciate it, girls. How about Carl? Carl now has 8. We're going to start Carl right up here. With a 1990 proof dime. It's a 1990 proof. We're going to do 8 games. 1 pulled down. 1990. Good night, Indigenous treasures. T-Rep is on deck. Taco John will be next. Taco John next. And Carl says lower on 1990. And it is 1961. 1961 now, higher or lower? 61. We got a 61. Now we need higher or lower. There we go. Higher than 61. And we pull 1944D. It is lower. So that one is one win, then a loss right after that. So let's try again, see what happens. 1953, Philadelphia. 1953. I'm going to go higher or lower than 53. Higher, he says, and it is 1975. 75 is the current coin. Looking for a higher or lower than 1975. $75, he says higher, and it is not. It's a 1958 proof nickel. So 58 up now. We move on to the next game, and we pull a 1938 dime. It's a 1938 dime. I'm going to say higher on this one just to pull it out for you. We go to 1968. There's a 68 proof nickel. What comes next? 1968 higher or lower? It's a nice lucky draw on that 38 dime. Okay, we got the higher 1968. Now we're looking for a higher or a lower on 68. When I get to the extremes, I'm just going to go ahead and skip the time by going ahead and picking for you. 68, we're doing lower, and it is not. It's a 2008. So that will pull that one out and done. Move on to the next game. Next game starts with a 1999 dime, 1999 proof dime. $99, where we're going to go higher or lower. Change rolls. I'm not sure what we're talking about here. Change rolls. Change the row. I'm not sure what you're asking. 99, we're going to go lower. And it is. How about a 1939? 1939 BU Lincoln Cent there. Pretty nice one too. 39, we're going to call higher on the next one automatically. And it is 1970. So from 1970, where do we go, higher or lower? I think I understand now what you were asking for. You want me to move to a new row? The row? I'll do that next time. So 1970, we're at 1970. You may move the marker to somewhere else, correct? Is that what you're asking? 70, we get lower. And it is not lower. It's 2010. Actually, it's 2019. 2019, not 2010. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll move over to number 2 for your next game. And there we go. Stuffed it in there. And get you started. Well, the 2019 just happens to be. Okay, you wanted me to go 2 to the right? Okay, I'll go 2 to the right. We'll try it again over here. There we go. There we go. Pull the next one out for you. It's a 2004. 2004. Here, I got it moved. 2004. Higher or lower? Well, you wanted to go 2 to the right, so I did. I put that one back. So now we go to 2004. Lower. Lower, he says. And it's a 64. 1964. So from there, higher or lower? Getting tired seeing different dates. I've been on for 3 hours and 12 minutes. About 3 hours and about 3 hours and 5 minutes. So this is why I want to try working with people to get more people in the Discord to play it live, because the lag on YouTube really kind of slows things down. 64 lower. Oh, it is not lower. It's a 1993. 1993. That kills. All right, 1993. That one's done. We pull out a 47. 47 to work from a 47 now. Looking for a higher or a lower. 1947. Higher, he says. I think he's pretty safe with that. 1981. Got an 81 now. Looking for higher or lower than 1981. Can't get your Discord to cooperate? Well, there will probably be a video out by Frosty here in the next few days where you'll be able to watch, and we'll try to play it out and see what happens. 81, he said lower, and it is. 1968. 1968 is your date now. Where do we go? Higher, he says. 68, he says higher, and it is. It's a 2005. 2005 now. I'll move these over to your pile. There we go. 2005. Higher or lower? 05, he says lower. And it is. How about a 44D? Nice clean looking 1944 D Lincoln. $19.44 now. Looking for a higher or a lower with 1944. $44. We're looking at a higher now. Higher than 44, 1955. 1955, it is higher. How about 1955 now? Higher or a lower? Higher, he says. Pretty safe bet, I think, usually, but not this time. It's a 1953. Well, that runs us down to the last game, but you could get a couple of dozen out of the last game. That's kind of the luck of the draw lately. That isn't your last, though, is it? No, this is your 7th game. This will be your 7th. So we're at 19, what is this, 58. 1958D. Looking for a higher or a lower than 1958. Let's see if this works now. There we go. I moved my light. Should work better. Okay, he's going to go higher. That's actually a 58, but that's okay. Higher is 2006. It's a 2006 now. Then 2006, we're going to go higher or lower. '06, we're going to say lower. We'll see where it goes from here. It's 1970. It's 1970 as proof. There's a large date. So 1970 now. Higher or lower than 1970. Lower, he says, than 1970, and it is 1944. Oh, it's got a Larry on it. 1944. Where do we go from 1944? Higher or lower? Another 10 shots. I can do another 10 shots. I have to put you at the end of the line, but we can do another 10. get you a chip together here. There's that, but I'll put you at the end of the line. All right. 44, he says higher. And higher it is to 1988. 1988. Now from 88, where do we go? You girls mentioned that they never see Mrs. Coppercoins. They are a mess. I guess they noticed your ring on your finger. It knows that their dad has one. Yeah. Mrs. Coppercoins doesn't generally come upstairs very often because she doesn't want to interrupt, and she's not a very private person. She's not a very public person. It's really kind of weird because when we're broadcasting online or talking online, I'm more of a public person than she is. But when we are talking in person with people, when we're actually not online and actually in person, she does all the talking. Oh, 500 count bags. Sorry. I get you another. I think I can do another 10. That's why you said bags. Now I understand. I got it. 88. You want to go lower than an 88? And it is not. It's a 1994. 1994 this time. You got your good pick out of that, though. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 coins. All right. Last game. Last one for Carl. And we start with a 1990. 1990. Yeah, you're going to need an additional box, actually. Carl's already getting 2 boxes. Now it's going to be 3. But I'll have to make sure that I can do another 10 bags. I think I can. What I think I'll do is I'll give you 2 canvas bags full, and then I'll give you a 2 sealed box deal where it's all copper, it's all from the same person, but these were already rolled and boxed. There's 50 rolls to a box, so 50 rolls to a box. 90, we're going down to 1955. Where do we go next? We'll start packing that stuff up early in the morning. Everybody's mail should be out tomorrow. Should finish up everybody's mail tomorrow. Carl, I'm going to check and make sure I've got those before I send you a bill. But I believe I do. Carl does a 55, and he wants to go higher. So let's see where it goes. It is 1961. Right in the middle of no man's land. 1961. Where do we go next? $1961. Higher, he says. Higher. And it is 1964. 1964. So this time with 1964, where are we going to go? Higher or lower? He probably did. He's offline, so he probably went to bed right after his pick. 64, we go higher, and it is 1994. Finally getting something out of one of your games here. 1994. Where are we going to go next? Hello, Weldon Carey. I'm going to call last call on anybody else wanting to join for this evening. If you want to join for this evening, you need to let me know now. 94, lower. Lower, he says, and it is not. It's a 2008 proof nickel. So, that, Carl, is the end of the pull. But, got a nice big bag of coins here. I got you a big bag. Started off from the very beginning because I knew you were going to do pretty well. Thank you very much, sir. And there we go. Somebody clapping. And we're going to move on to T-Rep for your additional 2. T-Rep, you still awake, brother? T-Rep is here. And T-Rep starts with a 2007. This is a Washington statehood quarter. 2007. So where do we go from 2007? Higher or lower? He says lower. Lower. It is 2002. 2002 is up now. Where do we go from there? Higher or lower? You are in Washington, that's right. Well, the Washington statehood quarter should do you well. O2, he says lower. And lower it is, 1961. The Imperial 1961 Death March is on. Does he call it right or not? Let's hope he calls it right. 1961, higher or lower? He says higher. Let's see what happens. Oh. It is a nice coin, 1945, but that's obviously not higher than 1961. So, that calls that one. We'll pull the other chip down, start you over with a 2019. Well, I'm going to call lower on that because, well, you almost can't lose there. And it goes to 1978, and we get a Kennedy $50. So 1978, now we're looking for a higher or a lower on 1978. Yeah, Paul, he lives over there somewhere near you. Washington's a bigger state than that, I know. But well, there's CPC back into Discord. We got CPC, Doug, we got Paulie, and SFC, Eric. 78, we're going to say lower now. And it is not. It's a 2003. So this one's higher. And T-Rep picks up about a dozen coins here out of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, less than a dozen. It's 7 coins out of these 2 games. And I appreciate it, sir. And thank you very much. Although it's not a Dan. Dan keeps my averages up. He keeps my game affordable. All right. T-Rep done. Taco John comes next. Taco John. Is Taco John around? Give you just a minute, and then I'll play the game for you. Well, I guess maybe you'll catch up. Taco John's got 5. Let's see how old Chuck does this. See if I'm any better than anyone else at this. All right, starting up over here. We got 5 games, and Taco John starts with 1956. 56, I'll go higher. And 1990. 1990, I'll have to go lower. 1959. 1959, I'll go higher. It's 1992. 1992, I'll go lower. 1963. 1963, I'll go lower this time. And it's not. It's 2002. Right there in the 60s, there's that little sweet spot where you never know where you're going exactly. Higher or lower. And it just happens one way or the other. Let's start with a new one. New one is, oh, look at that. 79 proof. Susan B. Anthony Dollar. It's a type 1. Wait. 79. Let's see. Let me get a little bit more stuffed in here, make it fat. There we go. 79. 79, we're going to go with a lower on 79. And it's a 43. 1943, we're going to go higher. 1993, I'm going to say lower. 1990, I'll go with lower. 1960, I'll go higher. 1960, it's not. 1953. So we're doing pretty good. I mean, we're not busting the barn doors down, but we're doing pretty good. Now, see, Taco John's going to be quiet if he comes in. It's like, dude, keep going. All right. Next game in. 1988 is where we start. 88, I'm going to go with a lower. Ooh, 2012. Well, he gets a freebie because I picked wrong the first time around. 1954, Lincoln Cent there. All right, pull down game number 3. Let me make this a little tighter here so these sit up a little bit better for me. All right, so we're going to start this one with 1977. 77, I'm going to say higher. And it is 2004. This time I'll go with a lower. 1943. Very nice. 1943. Now higher. 1954. Higher again. 1952. Wow. Got skunked on that one. All right. Last game. Let me stuff this a little bit more. First pull. 1947. Well, 1947, I'm going to go higher. Hey, Taco. Oh, boy. 1943. I'm going to put that back. Actually, I'm going to bury it. I picked it wrong. Taco John, you want to play your last one? If you want to play your last one, just go ahead and give me a 1947 higher or lower. I played most of your games for you because you weren't here. But we're a coin in on your last game. So if you want to play, go ahead and give me a 47 with a higher or lower. 47 higher. Higher, he says. And it's a 47. Okay. Now, 2020. I'm going to automatically go lower on that. 1964. So we're at 1964. Where are we going to go from here? 1964. Higher or lower? Taco, you got a little pile going on here. This is pretty nice. You're going to have a big bag. $64, he says higher. Let's see what we get with this. It isn't. It's 1940. But it's a pretty 1940. 1940S. Heck, that's worth the pull right there. But you still got a nice little pile of coins here. Get your bag finished here. There we go. Got the bag finished. And this is what goes in it. Those 2 coins. Plus these. Plus these. Plus these. I think we did okay. Yeah, I think we did relatively well. Alrighty then. We're down to our last person for tonight. Sissy gets 5. And Sissy has not shown up and said hello. She is probably in the middle of a flight over the Pacific right now, so I'm going to go ahead and guess hers. And so, we start game 1 with a 1955. 1955 prompts me to go higher. And it is. 2003, I'll go lower. It is. 1993, I'll go lower. Oh, you want to play for her? Okay. Well, I'm at 1961 right now. So, go ahead with 1961, Taco. $75, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. You have a great, wonderful evening. Everybody else have a great, wonderful evening. This is the last person that we're going to do pull on. 61, you said higher, and it's actually lower. 1955. So that's okay. And one, start another one. 1992. Now, 1992, higher or lower? Right? 92, lower, he says, and it's a 1964. The death march of the mid-60s. Let's see where we go from here. Higher or lower? Higher, he says. And it is not. 1951. Okay, so from 1951, gotta get this standing up nice and straight again. We start with 2006 here. 2006, where are we going to go? Higher or lower than 2006? You don't suck, Taco. You're doing all right. 2006, higher or lower? He says lower. That's where I would go. 2005. You can't do much better than that. Buys a nickel there. 2005 now. Going to say lower again? I think I would. Yep. Says lower again. 1977. This is where you start getting into the dicey territory. $77, he says higher. And it is 2000. Y2K 2000. Where do we go now? Lower, he says, than 2000 and I think it will be. Yep, it's a 93 dime. 1993. Higher or lower than 93? You just like the challenge, don't you? Lower. Let's see about that. Lower than 93? And it is. It's an 81. Still a dime, though. That's interesting. Don't have a whole lot of dimes in here. 81 now. $81 higher, he says. Higher than an 81, and it's not. It's 1955. But you know what? That happens to all of us. It's not an I suck thing. This one went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 coins. That's better than average. 5 is about the average. Start over. 1974. 74 dime. Where do we go from here? Higher, he says. Higher than 74. Oh, 72. Well, she gets a freebie out of this just because. The freebie turns out to be a 44S. Nice grade, 44S. That's actually a beautiful coin. So there's not any hard feelings there. Let's try this. It's going to be our last one. $1963 is where we start. Carl, good night, brother. Thank you for being here. I'll let you know as soon as I know. Oh, what did he said higher? It's a 44. You know what? We can bury this one and keep going. 63 said higher, and it's not. Well, we can't do more than twice. I can't believe that. You got lower than 63 twice in a row. Right? Got to be kidding. Well, we did do a pretty good run for Sissy. I don't think she's going to have any complaints at all. I think she'll be just fine with it. There, I did that for her. Just to show her that we still love her. All right, folks. We are done for the night. That was the last one. Went 5 in and 5 down. Got a pretty good little stack here. We didn't do bad. I think we did all right. You'll buy her a taco? Well, I'm sure she won't mind one way or the other. We do need to meet up sometime. I'd like to meet up. Next time I can make it up to Chicago, you need to come down from Wisconsin. Do a show in Chicago sometime. All right, folks. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you guys for being here. For the people who added on or got in during the show, you'll see your invoice a little bit later on here. I'm going to go ahead and do them this evening. Then I've got to start getting some stuff together. And then it's time for me to go to bed. So I appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody. Have a great night. And I will talk to you on the flip side.
Have a great night.
All right. Good night, guys. I appreciate it.